perched on their heads, and excitement sparkling in their eyes. But today felt different. Yesterday, they had ridden through candy forests, rainbow bridges, glowing tunnels, and meadows filled with friendly animals. It had been magical beyond words. Yet this morning, whispers floated through the crowd. The train was heading into the mountains and hills, into the heart of nature's towering wonders. No one knew exactly what awaited them, but that was the beauty of the ride. The whistle blew choo-choo, a sound that echoed across the valley like the call of adventure itself. The little train, shiny and proud, stood ready. Its carriages gleamed in the morning light, waiting to carry everyone into the unknown. Children pressed their faces against the windows, their joy bubbling over. Parents smiled, sharing in their children's wonder. Slowly, the train rolled forward, pulling the passengers into a brand new chapter of discovery. The journey began with soft hills and meadows, but soon the land began to rise. Rolling fields gave way to slopes covered in rippling green grass. Tiny cottages clung to the hillsides, smoke curling from chimneys as farmers waved at the passing train. Silver streams sparkled below, weaving like ribbons through the valleys. The scenery was changing, and the passengers could feel the adventure pulling them higher. The first marvel appeared, the hills of echoes. Round and tall, they stood like guardians, stretching across the horizon. But what amazed everyone most was their voice. As the train's whistle blew again, the sound bounced from hill to hill, softer each time until it faded into the sky. Laughter filled the carriages as passengers leaned out the windows, shouting greetings and songs. "Hello!" echoed back again and again. Children giggled so hard their cheeks turned red. The hills themselves seemed alive, welcoming travelers with playful replies. Beyond the echoing hills, the climb grew steeper. The air cooled, carrying the scent of pine. Snow glittered on the highest peaks, dazzling like diamonds. The passengers grew quiet, humbled by the sheer size of the mountains around them. Towering cliffs rose to the clouds, their rocky faces marked by centuries of wind and rain. From the windows, the tiny people gazed at valleys that stretched into forever. They felt small, yet safe, protected by nature's grand embrace. The train soon entered a wide plateau, where the mountains revealed a hidden wonder, the Garden of Stones. Enormous boulders, shaped like animals, stood across the valley. A lion with a flowing mane, a turtle resting peacefully, an eagle spreading its wings, each carved by time itself. Children climbed on the stone turtle's back, pretending it was alive, while others posed proudly beside the lion. Wildflowers bloomed in the cracks, splashes of purple, yellow, and red against gray stone. The Garden of Stones felt like a place of mystery, as though the mountains had created guardians to greet their guests. After exploring, the whistle called everyone back on board. Soon, the train entered a glowing tunnel where crystals sparkled from the walls in brilliant colors: sapphire, emerald, amethyst, and gold. Passengers gasped, their faces glowing in the shimmering light. Children pressed their hands to the windows, whispering that it felt like riding through a palace of stars. The tunnel opened to a breathtaking sight: the sky bridge, suspended between two peaks. The shining silver bridge seemed to float above the clouds. The train crossed carefully, wheels clattering softly. Below, rivers wound through valleys, and trees looked as small as grass. Birds flew beside the train, wings flashing in the sun, as if escorting it across. Some children stretched their hands toward the drifting clouds, giggling as if they could grab a piece of the sky. The crossing was thrilling, a little frightening, and completely unforgettable. On the other side, cheers erupted. Soon the tracks led to a peaceful alpine meadow. Flowers swayed in the breeze. Goats with snowy coats grazed nearby, and blue butterflies danced above the blossoms. Children picked bouquets while others lay in the grass, staring at clouds drifting lazily overhead. It was a perfect pause in the heart of the rugged mountains. The train pressed on, racing beside a roaring mountain river. Its waters crashed against rocks, spraying mist into the air. Children tossed sticks into the current, cheering as they floated swiftly downstream. The train and river seemed to race side by side, a thrilling match of speed and power. At last, the train reached the Lake of Mirrors. Its glassy surface reflected snowy peaks, green trees, and even the train itself. Passengers stepped out, waving at their reflections, laughing as though greeting a twin world. Some skipped stones, watching ripples scatter the mirrored sky, while others simply sat in awe, soaking in the stillness. As the sun sank low, painting the mountains in gold and pink, the train began its descent. The passengers were tired, but their hearts were full. They had laughed with echoing hills, wandered the garden of stones, crossed the sky bridge, rested in meadows, raced rivers, and discovered the Lake of Mirrors. By the time the train rolled back into the town, evening lights twinkled in windows. Families waved, and passengers leaned out smiling, their faces glowing with happiness. Day 2 of the Tiny People train ride had been filled with magic, adventure, and memories that would last forever. Thank you for joining this journey. Don't forget to subscribe, tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next adventure, and may your days be filled with joy and wonder.